And we are live. What up, players? Welcome to another episode of Player Life. It is Tuesday, the 21st of June. God damn, time is flying by. God damn, it's humid as fuck here in Tokyo. Um, but all is good, all is well. I was actually supposed to do this episode on Friday, but had a bit of a crazy night out on Thursday night, but good times actually, good times. Actually ended up I had met two porn stars this weekend, but yeah, pretty funny. It's weird how but even it's kind of weird in this day and age. Back in the day, like back in the 2000s or 90s, before the internet, before all that stuff, it would be kind of there would be more novelty to meeting a porn star, but in today's day and age, it's not really that big a deal. I mean, it's how many girls are doing OnlyFans. It's kind of like they're kind of like porn stars. But no, the girls actually met were actual fully fledged Japanese porn stars. But you know, I mean, Japanese porn industry is pretty significant. They make a lot of there's a lot of homegrown porn here, but not that I even watch it. I don't actually don't really know. I don't really know any of the female Japanese female porn stars, but yeah. Anyway, that was a pretty crazy night on Thursday, but yeah, today's episode, I want to talk about when girls say they're busy, um, when girls you get her number from wherever, dating app, cold approach, nightclub, whatever, wherever it may be, and what's going on when you're trying to meet up with them, and but they're always busy, and long story short, um, it can mean a number of things, but basically, her interest level in you is not very high. Um, it can also depend on how hot the girl actually is. How hot is like the hotter the girl, the generally the busier she's gonna be because she's just gonna have more options, more things going on. You know, like it's if a girl is at 9 or 10, it's she's just gonna have so many different things going on. She's gonna have so many different things coming at her that she probably is gonna be busy with other social events, other dates, other. It's gonna be harder to lock them down. Um, it really is. You have to stand out from the crowd. You have to be something different, either really good looking or be doing something fun with them. You know, uh, offering to take them somewhere, somewhere special, somewhere that they haven't been to before. That's what these really hot girls are able to, they're able to get. Um, Especially when they're aware of their own hotness, because a lot of chicks, especially in Japan, um, when a chick is really hot, she knows it. Generally, she knows it. Um, Definitely, they're gonna know it. They're aware of what they can get. They're aware of how they can manipulate men into getting, whatever money, dates, fancy trips, whatever. So if you're rolling up and kind of like just coming at them in a normal way, not offering anything different, then yeah, you're either gonna get ghosted, left on red. You might get I'm busy. Um, Basically what she's saying is she's just not that interested. Another reason could be that you know Well, basically all of it boils down to kind of a lack of, you're not exciting her enough. There's not enough. There's just not enough, interest there. Sometimes a girl might not even. It might be a thing where she doesn't even have anything going on. Um, it could be like, "Oh, I've work tomorrow." She could say something like, "I've work tomorrow," um, and that's normal. Most people have work tomorrow, so that's not an excuse. Like, if I've met tons of girls that have worked all day and then came to see me after work, and then we hung out in the evening, and then they go home and they go to work the next day. It's not a girl that is like keen to meet you will yeah, she'll come and meet you for sure, like after work. It won't be a big deal. That'll be fine, what, especially young girls, like young energetic girls. They're not going to be, what are they, they're not like middle-aged women that are going to be exhausted after a day's work. Depends on what they're doing, but I mean, generally speaking, they should come and see you after work. It's not an excuse to say, it's basically, it's them just saying, nah, I don't really want to see you in different words. um she's saying, I'd rather just chill out and watch Netflix alone at home rather than go and chill and watch Netflix with you. um yeah, no, that's what they're saying. So um generally with those kind of girls, it's like, you shoot your shot, two, one, two, or by the third time, if you've been rejected three times, it's like, okay, they get forgotten about. They get like left. um they just get left, and because you're just wasting your time. You're digging yourself a hole. um that's the thing about the more attention you give a girl, especially when it's not being reciprocated, your value kind of goes down in her eyes. Like, you know, you want to strike the right balance of not being too like desperate, but also not giving up too easily. But if you message a girl five or six times and it's like rejection, 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 that just um that just lowers your value in her, her perception of your value in her eyes, because she's like, like it could be a thing where like you are out of her league. You are, you're a good catch for her, but um it's just a thing that, it just makes it look like you don't have any other options going on. That's just how it looks, and that's probably true. It's probably pretty accurate. If you have to message a girl like five or six times and you're getting rejected all, and you keep like you constantly messaging her and getting rejected, and she's kind of like, she's responding but she's rejecting you every time, it's like, okay, yeah, this guy probably doesn't have anything else going on. And we always remember the whole thing that girls want to get with guys that are fucking other girls. And it's just the way it is. It's just fucking hilarious. It's not a fair world. It's not a fair market. It's an extremely unfair market, but that's the world we live in. It's just you have to deal with it. Men and women are not the same. We're not the same. We're not equal in any way, shape, or form. Not equal. Of course, we're equal in terms of human rights and all that stuff, and we should be. But no, in terms of everything else, we're not equal. This idea that we're equal, we're the same. Where did this come? Like, it's stupid. Like, it's fucking stupid. But yeah. So like a guy that's let's just say a guy that's a 7 out of 10 in, you know in terms of looks. 7 out of 10 in terms of looks versus a girl that's 7 out of 10 in terms of looks. They're two completely different situations. Like 7 out of 10 guy will generally have to deal with girls that are, 7 and below. Like catching a 7 for him might be hard actually, because a girl that's a 7 out of 10 in today's day and age is going to be dealing with guys that are eights, nines, and tens, and by the guys that are tens, she'll probably be just getting pumped and dumped, even by the nines as well, and even by the eights as well, to be honest, because guys, the thing about, when guys, if guys like figure the game out, like if they figure it out, they're gonna want to like, they're not just gonna like settle down with the first chick they get with. They're gonna indulge in the game. They're gonna indulge in it because they, as men, we know, like, most guys that figure the game out know how hard it is. Um, it's hard. It's a hard game. It's a hard game to do. It's hard for men to get sex in today's day and age. And for some men, maybe it's always been easy, but that percentage of men is the extreme minority. It's for the vast majority of men, it's it's far from easy. It's far from easy to get laid. It's like you have to go through all this, just this process that just like it can become monotonous sometimes. Not monotonous, but just kind of tiresome, because you have to go through all these steps. You have to arrange a date, and you have to do all this stuff, and by the time you get to the date, you're never really guaranteed. It's not a given. But a girl, even if she's a busted four, can pretty much, like, they can pretty much get laid any day of the year, anytime they want. It's just, not necessarily with any guy they want, of course not, but it's just they can certainly get with guys that are, girls can consistently get with guys that are out of their league for sex. I'm not saying, there's a huge difference between dateability and bangability. A massive difference. It's such a big thing that chicks, they don't understand it really, and that's to their detriment. Really, it's to female detriment, because it gets them confused, very confused, because they think that, oh, I can have sex with these handsome, cool guys, successful guys, but they never seem to want to see me again, or they never really want to date me, and it's like, because you're fucking busted. That's the cold hard truth. But even if they're not super busted, but it's like you're punching up, and these guys just are basically just like, just trying to fuck, and kind of be done with you. Um, that's what's going on. That's what's going on on a huge scale around the world. Like, there's chicks just punching way up, way out of their league, thinking they're way hotter than they are, and it's almost like karma, like them getting left without, with scrambled eggs in their 30s. It's kind of like karma, because they've been living kind of a lie for their, probably all their lives, like, you know um all their dating lives, since they started dating, they've been living a lie, especially girls that, grew up using dating apps and all that stuff. They've been living a lie. They've been living a lie, thinking they're way hotter than they actually are, thinking they're way more, they're boss bitches, they're hot bitches, and they're stunning and beautiful, and they're not as beautiful and as stunning as they think they are. And yeah, it's like, a good measure for these chicks is, for chicks, is like, how many guys are trying to date you. You know, that's kind of a measure. That should be a measure of a girl's in a way. It's not if a guy, of course, you know, you have to be somewhat attractive you know, handsome guys to want to be wanting to want to be to want to fuck you. You know, girls have to, you know, they have to put in some effort, but you know, still, guys will definitely punch down. I've done it in the past. I know many guys that do it. You know, guys are horny. We're horny. We have needs. You know, so yeah, if you've nothing else going on, sometimes you're gonna punch down. But you know, for these girls, a good measure of, you know, how attractive of their sexual market value is how many of these guys are trying to make them into girlfriends. You know, and you know, that tells a girl how it's not like necessarily if guys are wanting to fuck them, because guys are just gonna there's gonna be guys lining up to do that all the time, even if, like I said, even if they're not that attractive, even if they're only mildly attractive, there will be plenty of guys willing to smash, you know, plenty, even if they're busted and overweight and, you know, just just trash, you know. What else can I say? um yeah, but there won't be necessarily, you know, those guys, those high value guys, or those handsome guys, you know, it's not, handsome doesn't mean high value. It's like, you know, and it's like I think, you know, is it, what's that phrase by Roll Tomasi? um you know, yeah, I some, what is it, can't actually, what was I gonna say? Yeah, it's something about no, basically, girl, you know, alpha bucks, beta bucks, girls are basically attracted, you know, no, yeah, girls will break rules for alphas and make rules for betas. Yeah, that's what I want to say. But it's not necessarily that. It's definitely not necessarily that, because like attractive guys are not necessarily, handsome guys are not necessarily alpha. There's not, sometimes there's no relation to the two. There's plenty of guys that get a lot of pussy that are not alpha in any way, shape, or form. Especially in Japan, like especially I'm talking about Japanese guys, even some foreign guys, but uh, yeah, it's not necessarily that. It's basically girls will make rules for guys that they're not attracted to and break rules for guys that they are attracted to. It's not necessarily alpha beta. Yeah, I think it's better to say it's, you know, more attraction wise, because yeah, being a handsome guy doesn't make you alpha. There's like, it's not, it's there's not necessarily a correlation between the two, but yeah, but that's just the way it is. Let me play this video and do some commentary on it. Um, see if I can agree or disagree with any of the points being made.
My name is Lloyd. Today we're going to be talking about when she says she's always busy. So I get guys who email me, ask me questions, asking me, hey, Lloyd, I know this girl really likes me, but whenever I ask her out, whenever I try and make plans with her, she says she's busy. Okay, so
There's the first point. If a girl really likes you, she won't be saying she's really busy. So that's the first mistake that you're. If you're thinking a girl really likes you, but she's making excuses to me, like she won't meet you ever, then you're kind of deluded, and she doesn't actually really like you. That's the cold hard truth.
what do you do in this scenario? So I'm going to be covering three things. I'm going to be covering number one, what to do or what she actually means when she says she's busy. I'm going to cover how to reduce the amount of times that she's going to say this. And then number three, I'm going to give you how to probably escape this problem altogether. Okay. And we'll talk about how to do that. Okay.
Here's another cold hard truth. you're never going to escape this problem altogether if you're trying to live the player lifestyle. This is it's not possible to escape it's possible to reduce the problem and learn how to deal with the problem, but like escape the problem, you can't escape the problem. It's just gonna it's like you can't negotiate attraction, so you're going to run into it and then you'll know how to deal with it, but you can't escape it, you know. That's just wanted to say that it's part of the thing, you know. When you're trying to like pump and here, when you're trying to bang a lot of women, unfortunately this is part of the game. You're going to have to deal with kind of annoying things, and all you can do is learn how to play the game the best way you can, and then just, you know, when you run into situations like this, you just have to understand how to deal with it, but you're not going to escape the problem. It's you know it's, yeah, but I just want to say that.
So let's get into it. When she says she's busy, is she actually busy? Well, I don't know. I can't read minds, but probably not. Okay, probably. Usually, if a girl says she's busy, maybe she's interested, or maybe she is busy. But those little excuses that if she was going for a guy that was like she was super into, probably wouldn't come up. Okay, she has to wake up early for work tomorrow. If she really liked you, do you think she could spend one day where she gets, maybe 5 or 6 hours of sleep instead of 8? Yeah, probably. Okay. If she was really, really into you, could she postpone that project and maybe work on it tomorrow? Yeah, she probably could. Okay. So there's a lot.
Yes, I said that before. Yeah, like if a girl is into you enough, she's gonna come and meet you like after work. It's like like I said, I've met tons of girls that I've met them after the university, or I've met them after the work. Like it's, in fact, that's completely normal. It's like, so when they make the excuse, I've worked tomorrow, or you know, it's bullshit. Like it's just like it's them saying, you know, if it's true that they don't have anything else going on and the only thing they've gone on is work, or you know, work, um then basically they're saying, yeah, I'd rather just chill out at home rather than come and meet you. And that she's telling you you're not that interesting. I'd rather, you know, I'd rather just watch YouTube or Netflix and chill out at home. But if you were a guy that really interests her, she's gonna meet you, and if she's, depending on her age, but I mean, you know, she's done it before. Like, trust me, like they've all done it. Like, so right off the bat, you're kind of getting cucked, because if a girl isn't willing to meet you, it's like she's definitely met other guys. Like, it's kind of like, you know, she's just making it harder for you as well. Um, but yeah.
A lot of times where a girl says she's busy where she's actually not, and she likes you a little bit, but just not enough to cancel those plans. Okay, we live in the 21st century. People are going to be busy a lot. Now, there are times, though, where a guy is asking a girl out in the wrong way, where he's saying things like, hey, he immediately asks them out, and then they just start thinking about all the things that they have to do that day, and then they suddenly become busy, okay? But there is a way to ask people out, to progress things, the relationship in a direction that's going to be positive, without encountering these issues quite as much, okay? And the first thing that you have to do is stop immediately going for a meetup time or a date or saying, hey, let's just hang out. What you want to do is you want to get her schedule first, okay?
Well, yeah. So I would say there's definitely a balance to be struck, between, you definitely don't want to be um, talking a bunch of shit, like, you know, beating around the bush, you know, like taking ages to ask her out on a date. You kind of want to be you want to be getting to the point. Everything has to be leading up. If you're gonna, you know, talk about anything through text message, it has to be done in a way that's leading up to you. It has to have an objective reason as to why you're asking these questions. Because if you just start trying to like have these meaningless text conversations with chicks that don't lead anywhere, you're just it's just really not a smart thing to do. It's just because you're just going to waste so much time, and um it's better to get to the point. But it should the questions you ask should have they should it should be there should be a reason to why you're asking them, as to decipher whether whether she's going to be free, what she's doing on certain days, but let's see what he has to say.
You want to reduce the amount of no's that you get when you're going for the meetup. So what do I mean by this? The typical guy, when they ask a girl out, they'll usually be like, hey, are you free Monday? Oh, no. Okay, cool. Are you free Tuesday night? Oh, okay, cool. What about Wednesday night? He's already gotten 3 no's. This girl is getting used to rejecting this guy. What he should have done instead was say, hey, what are you up to this week? So ask her what she's up to this week. She says, well, I have to work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but Thursday evening, maybe I'm free.
Yeah, so like I said at the start of the video, you know the more attention you give a girl, the more you try, it's like I said, you want to strike a balance between you know not giving up too easily, but not trying too hard either. So if you keep getting rejected by a girl, that her perception of you, her of your value goes down, because she thinks, oh, this guy is trying a little bit hard here. I don't know if I like it, because they want to get with guys that are kind of in demand. They don't want to get with a guy that's not in demand, So if she thinks that, oh, like, I must be his only option, why am I his only option? Like, girls, like, it could even be a subconscious thing the way they're thinking about it, but girls are, definitely like that. And they'll deny it. They'll say they aren't, but they are. They're absolutely like that. Um, they don't want to get something that no one else wants, basically. So by you like trying too hard to get with them, if you don't have, this is why it's so important to have other options, and to be having not only be having a rotation of girls like that you're actually banging, but also like you want to have fresh leads that you're working on, so that you're not like hounding a girl with all these messages and trying to meet her like getting rejected by her 3, 4, 5 times, and it just looks bad.
Or maybe she doesn't say anything on Thursday. So then ask her, then say, hey, well, what's going on with you Thursday? And if she says, oh, nothing, then that's when you start to make the plans. And I would open with something like, okay, so you're free Thursday. Well, don't say that. You could say, so now you know that she's free Thursday. You say, oh, wine or beer? What do you prefer, wine or beer? Another one that works too is you could say, how do you feel about sunshine?
And beer or coffee, it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be. Drinks are fine if you want to drink, but I mean, it's also entirely possible to get laid, from just having a coffee date. I've done it too many times to count. You know, it's just like a lot of guys, but you might prefer to have a drink to lighten the mood, but just to let it's just another option. Like you can get, and a lot of guys don't realize you can get laid during the daytime. Like it doesn't have to be night. It can be, you can have coffee in the afternoon and get a girl back to your place and fuck. Like there's no rules to say you can't. And I've done it so many times. But yeah. So yeah, but beer, wine, coffee.
Shine and rooftops. That's one that I've used before. Watch my stuff. Okay, basically, this is a question that she can't say no to. Everybody loves sunshine and rooftops. Most people do. Maybe some people don't, but like 99% of the population loves sunshine and rooftops. Okay, you ask wine or beer, that's more of a either or question. It's not something that she's going to say no to. So you basically reduce the amount of no's that you get. Now, whatever she chooses, she's already kind of put herself in a position where she's probably going to say yes to the next thing that you suggest. Okay, she's free on Thursday. She likes wine, or she likes beer, or she likes sunshine and rooftops, or whatever yes question you gave her. Now you just have to come up with a plan. So cool. Well, there's this cool wine bar that we can go to. They have happy hour on Thursday nights, and that could be a great plan. Okay. The way you can word it is I would be maybe a little bit more descriptive. I would say, well, there's this cool wine bar that opened up. They have this.
Yeah, so I agree. You want to sell an idea like sex is sales. So you're basically you want to sell an attractive idea to a girl. So a lot of times a lot of times I will get shit tests from chicks about wanting to come to my area. A lot of girls will make an excuse as, "Oh, can we meet somewhere else? Can we meet, because I'll shoot my shot. I'll say, let's meet at such and such a place at such and such a time, at such and such a station at such and such a time." And they'll be like, "Oh yeah, the time's fine, but oh, it's a little bit far. Can we meet somewhere else?" But since I live in that area, I don't want to have to go. I don't want to have to compromise. I don't want to have to go somewhere else. Um, I don't want to have to go somewhere else because that makes it harder to get laid, and that's the point of me going on the date, right? Because that's further it is from your place, the harder it is to just like get the ball rolling and get laid. Like so, the way I overcome that, and it's very simple. It's just you tell them you want to take them to your favorite cafe or your favorite wine bar or your favorite bar, you know and that's why it's so much easier if you have it really this is why game it's not a one size fits all solution. It depends on your circumstance, it depends on your situation, but like if you have the most ideal situation for game getting laid regularly is when you have like some cool bar, restaurant, cafes around, ideally not just one, because oh fuck, that's a whole different story. But one will do for a while. But if ideally you want to live in a spot, like if you really want to live the player lifestyle, and you want a spot that has these bars, restaurant, cafes within walking distance from your place. That is ideal for living the player lifestyle. That's the ideal situation because you can use these places as date spots and they're very close to your place, and then it makes things, it's just getting laid consistently. It's just all about like just everything is just a smooth transition, as um and none of these delays, having to jump on trains, having to get taxis, and it's like it just makes things harder. Yeah, so I basically just, like I said, I just sell it to them as in there's this place I want to go, there's this place I want to, that I want to take you to my favorite spot. It's basically all I do. Like, and they might ask what is it, and I'll tell them what it is, and that's, it's up to them whether they want to come or not. But like I was saying earlier, it's funny if you just have one place like a cafe or a bar. I used to have this place. There's a few around near where I live, but it's almost like absurd at this point because the staff like there's one bar that's like about 2 minutes, maybe 3 minutes. It's about a 3 minute walk from here, and it's a cool little bar. But I've taken so many chicks there, and the guy, it's just kind of like it's almost awkward. Like I don't know. I know he doesn't like it. I mean, he's Japanese guy, but he's kind of when someone's like polite to you and friendly to you, but they really hate you. I can pick up on his vibe that he really doesn't like me. But fuck it. I mean, it's just such a convenient spot. It's this really small bar too, but it's just too convenient. I have to use it. It's such a good spot. But he doesn't. Anyway, that's this kind of a separate topic. But it is good if you have different places, so you're not like going to the same place with different girls every week. Um, but yeah, that's a kind of, it is what it is. Um,
special that goes on from 7 to 9. Would love to hear all about your travels during that time. Okay, so a lot of what's preventing girls from meeting up isn't necessarily that they're busy, but it's the fear that they might miss something. It's the fear of going on a date. There's a lot of like fears involved. If you have too many unknowns, people are just going to come up with excuses. So once you know that she's free, once you know that she likes the thing that you're going to do, all it just becomes is setting up the date and the time. But the way I led into it was asking her and getting her schedule first. Okay, so a lot of guys, what they'll do is they'll go in, they won't do it by that way, and so that reduces a lot of those things. Okay, so but even if she's saying at this point that she's busy and you're going by this format and she's still saying that she's busy at those times, you got to move on, man. I don't care if this girl has said she likes you. I don't care if you feel like there's a really big connection with this girl. The fact of the matter is she won't meet up with you. And that's really how you have to look at your life. You have to stop looking.
That's facts. You know, the fact of the matter is she won't meet up with you. And the fact of the matter is she is meeting other guys. So you're getting cucked already. So like if a girl isn't meeting you, she's cuckolding you. And if you're dealing with her and she's making you a cuck, that's what's going on, because she's probably meeting other guys and having sex with other guys, at least one other guy. So it's like, fuck you. Like, no. I mean, you don't have to be butthurt about it. Just shoot your shot, you know. But yeah, you know, fuck you, you know. You don't have to say fuck you, but it's like, yeah, good luck for what, you know. Just you don't get emotional about these things. It's just like as men, we have to be just practical and rational about it. It's not, you know, it's not it's just fruit. It's a point. If you're getting emotional about these girls rejecting you and getting upset about it, and that means you're not playing the game correctly. Sure, it can get annoying sometimes. I'd be lying if I said it doesn't get annoying sometimes. It just does. Like it can get annoying dealing with chicks, like dealing with 304s, dealing with the way what just, you know. But if you find yourself getting too annoyed by the whole process, then you just take a breather, chill out for a bit, maybe take a break of trying to source chicks for a little bit, just a week or so. But don't give up, because if you give up, it's over. Like you're not gonna get laid. But taking breaks is fine, like absolutely. And I do it occasionally. I do it absolutely. You need to do it. Actually, you should do it. Actually, just like I sometimes I just stop sourcing, like for a week, or I don't, not for too long, but just I would do a solid week. I wouldn't do a single approach. But that's only when I find myself just getting like kind of bored, not bored, but kind of burnt out by the process. Just like, fuck this, because I know the game so well. But so you also need to switch things up as well. But yeah, it's healthy. It's good to like take a break from the game. Just, you know, not for like, I'm not talking months, or like, go monk mode and all that shit. Um, Although, you know, sometimes guys do that to level up their finances or whatever. That's fine. But no, just in terms of just game, like sometimes it can just be good just to like just reset, you know, just chill, you know, reset your mind, and go back at it. And you know, you'll be better, you'll be more refreshed, and you'll be more positive about the process. But yeah.
Your life is this girl, does this girl like me? Can I be appealing to this girl? No, put yourself first, dude. Put yourself first and make sure that you're bringing women into your life that makes sense for you. For me, even if a girl likes me, if she won't meet up and her schedule's too inconvenient for me, you know, she's going to have to do something to go out with me. Okay, I'm not going to break my back for somebody because there's, you know, because I like them. There's liking is easy. Okay, once you're a high value guy, you know, you have people in your life that do like you, and it's finding someone who makes sense for you in your life. So even if you don't have that right now, I encourage you to have this mentality where you can spend your time going after girls that are always busy or never making time for you, or you can go after other girls who won't be giving you this objection. Okay, and I would recommend the latter far more than the former. Okay, so hopefully this helps you guys. If you've made it to it, consider subscribing. I come out with videos like this every single week. I just had some one-on-one coaching
Oh yeah, so man, he that guy, um, what was it, the single guy? But definitely made some good points for sure. Don't really disagree with anything you had to say actually, but yeah, man. I mean, it's just, but one of the cold hard truths about it is, you know, like a really cold hard truth about dealing with these chicks is her interest level in you kind of reflect how she sees how high your value is to her, you know. um but not it's not necessarily, it's not an exact science. It's like, I mean, there's plenty of time, like I could go out, and I've done it. I've shown when I do boot camps in Tokyo. Like I might show some guy to prove to him that rejection is just part of the process. I will go up and I will approach like a really unattractive girl, and he'll see me getting rejected by her, and it's just to show that it doesn't necessarily mean, yeah, just when you get rejected, it doesn't necessarily, it's not necessarily a reflection of your value, you know. um and it's a good, it's just a good demonstration to show, like I would, to approach, an unattractive girl, a girl that I've zero interest, and she might, sometimes these girls might even ghost you, like they don't like, or just be rude, or just reject you. Some of them are polite. I mean, if they're polite, I kind of, I'm not trying to be mean about it. I'm not trying to lead them on or anything, but I'll just have a conversation with them and tell them to have a nice, have a nice day. I might ask them a question, but my main point is I want to show these guys that rejection is part of the, like it's not a reflection of your value, but you know, um, sometimes, if you're dealing with, if you're trying to shoot, like, for the hottest girls, um yeah, you're gonna certainly deal with more of these problems, because like, I mean, honestly, like, if, like I said, if a girl is a 10, like an objective 10, she's not fucking she's not fucking sitting around on a Friday night, going to regular bars. Like, if she has any kind of in like, knows her value or worth, she's gonna be like dealing with very high value guys, like very, and sometimes these guys are not even good looking or attractive, but they'll have one thing. A lot of these girls, they'll deal with just very rich guys, like, and they'll be enjoying very fancy shit. Like, so that's kind of the shit you're gonna have to deal with if you're trying to bang like the hottest of the hot. And it's it's not it's like, sometimes these chicks aren't even worth it, really. Like, it's like, you know you can have better sex with 7, 8 out of 10. But even the reality is, like, even like a girl that's a solid 7 can probably, not probably, they can probably still enjoy, going on dates to really fancy places as well. So I'm just saying, um just understand that. But I think most guys, they're happy, if they're happy just to get with you know a solid 6, 7 out of 10, depending on your own sexual market value. Obviously, if you're a busted guy, and you're you're not, you know you're not a very high value guy, you'll be happy with anything you can get. But obviously you want to get to a place where you are a high value guy, and you can attract higher value girls. But um man, yeah, no, some of the girls that I run into in Tokyo, like the really, really hot girls, I can see what they get up to, because we can see into everyone's lives these days. We all have Instagram, you can see what these girls are doing, and I can see what these girls get up to. Um, on their weekends, on whatever they share their stories, they're like, I'm talking about the hottest girls. Like they're not, just doing going to regular bars. They're getting fucking wined and dined, getting fucking spoiled. Like, cause you know, men will simp for these chicks like hardcore. Yeah, high value guys. They'll cause especially rich guys. Like they spend a rich guy in Tokyo could spend $2,000 on a girl, and that for him that's like spending $20. Like so you might look in on him and think, as a broke boy, you might look in and think, oh, yeah, he's simping for her, but for him, it's like $20. So that's your competition. That's kind of like that's what you're dealing with. And from what I see, these girls a lot of the time will choose um money over, like they'll choose the money, like the luxury money experience over the handsome, over the guy that they're maybe more physically attracted to. 9 out of 10 times they'll choose the guy that's gonna give them an experience. That's the cold hard truth. That's just like what is actually going on. um and obviously sometimes these girls are able to like tick all the boxes. They're able to get with a handsome, rich, fun guy. So there are guys out there like that. Like they're not very many of them, but if a girl is hot enough, she'll be able to find them. Um, so yeah, there's that's just what you're gonna deal with if you're trying to deal with the hottest of the hot. But yeah, it's a different story. Like you know, I've talked about it before, but like it's different. Like there's different ways to date different age groups of women. Um, so for the 18 to 21 year olds, ironically, the funny thing, the 18 to 21 year olds, in my opinion, and for most guys' opinions, they're the most ideal, hottest girls that you want to be fucking, like out of for all age groups, for men from guys of all ages want to fuck that age group. Like it's just they're sexy, they're attractive, they're young. It's like but as well they can be the easiest to fuck. Like that's just the way it is. Like because I guess they're more, those girls are more about just attraction. At that age they're kind of just like, oh, is he attractive, is he fun, is he a good time, does he get me off? That's basically what's going on with them. So it's the process is more, it's just more straightforward and simple. But when a girl hits 21, 22, she's already done that. They have definitely done that, right? Like they're living in a city, if they've done that, right? um so by that point and they've also realized, if especially if they're really hot, they realize what they can attain from guys. They start to realize, oh, I can instead of just going to what Netflix and chill in some guy's house, and get my back blown out, I can go to this 4-star restaurant and have dinner with this guy, and driving a fucking Porsche or whatever. Or I can go to this resort for the weekend, all expenses paid, luxury resort for the weekend. Or I can go to this hot broke boy's house and get my back blown out. So yeah, this is what happens when girls start to hit their stride. Like when they're like the really hot girls, 21, 22, 20, from 21, 22 on. If they haven't realized what they can get from guys, they're never going to realize it, and they might just be stupid. um you know um and to be honest, it doesn't take that much intelligence for chicks to realize what they can get from guys. So even the girls that are not very bright can get it right, you know. So yeah, it's just there's different ways to date different girls, and you know, right up until, you know, so from 22 to like 27, 28, these girls will just have all like, you know, they'll be trying to just max out on their experiences at that point. You know, if they're the like super hot girls, they'll just trying to be like milking guys. And yeah, so but you know, but then any age after that, this starts to, you know, again, it's there's different ways to play it. You have to. It's all the. I think for me, I think the girls that I dislike dating the most are probably girls around um going, you know, going on dates with. It has to be from, in terms of physical attraction, obviously I'm still attracted to them, but I'm just talking about the games that they play, their expectations about the date, you know. um yeah, it would probably be the 2022 to 27 age group. They're the most, for me they're the most yeah, they're most troublesome, as in terms of their expectations. It's like obviously my favorite has to be 18 to 21. It's just like, obviously it would be lying if I didn't say it was, you know. um you know, um the girls from 27 and on, um it's they can be easier than the girls from 22 to 27, because they're kind of more they can, in it's kind of weird because in a way they're more desperate, so they'll they're in panic mode, so they can be easier to fuck because they're more like, th- if they like you, if there's chemistry on the date, they'll be like, okay, I'm gonna let him fuck because I want to, like, I don't want to lose the opportunity to be with him, you know. So they can be easier for that reason if you hit it off, if you have good chemistry with them. um but yeah, they're certainly not my favorite because it's like, yeah, it can be hard to even turn them into plates as well, because it's like they'll just they'll be like, they'll be trying to lock you down, they'll be trying to like get figure you out, they'll be trying to go on dates with you and like do this extra shit, um because they want to make it more than just being a fling, or just like a friend with benefits. And it's like, I don't want all this, like, no, I don't want to do dates and all that stuff, you know. um so yeah, for, you know, the ideal situation is just to be, if you're looking for, if you're looking for like hot, like casual sex that's like not contrived, or not like, there's no extra shit going on with it, you know, no other real expectations other than just fun, hot, passionate sex. The 18 to 21 year olds are certainly that age group. They're just like, when I hook up with girls that are, you know, in those age groups, it's just like there's not much more expectations than what it is. They're like perfectly happy if there's good chemistry on the date. They're perfectly happy to come back, you know, and just be, they're content with the Netflix and chill experience. Like, they like, for them that's like, that's good. That's a fun time, you know. That's a fulfilling, you know, fun experience for them. You know, I mean, it is a relaxing thing to do. I mean, it's not a, you know, good sex. good movie, pizza. I mean, it's who doesn't like that combination? It's not a yeah, and especially for that age group, it's fine. But yeah, but that it is what it is. I mean, yeah, I'm kind of gone off topic, but you know that happens a lot. But yeah, you just want to you just have to keep sourcing um until you find um girls that are just going to play ball basically. And remember that you have to sometimes you're going to have to sell them the experience. I get shit tested 9 out of 10 times because I always want to get girls into my area, and a lot of times 9 out of 10 times they're going to have to that involves them getting on a train and coming to this area. So that they want more, like if they're super into me, if they're like, oh my god, this guy's hot, I want him, you know, I want his dick, like they will they won't ask any question. That's when they're super keen, high interest level. Girls won't even ask why they want to come to that area. But girls that you have to like build up more rapport with, more, you know, they're not fully comfortable with you, they don't really know enough about you. That's not necessarily a bad thing that they don't know enough about you. That's there's more mystery. There's more interest, you know. Um, but sometimes you're gonna have to sell it to them. You have to say, "I want to take you to my favorite place. That's why I want to meet you here." And you know, they might ask which spot you, so you can even you send them a link. You know, tell them the spot. So it's good if you actually have nice places around. But ideally, yeah, girls. The ideal situation is when they don't even ask why you want to meet them there. That's when I know. That's one of the best signals for me that a girl is like has very high interest, and there's a high possibility that I can seal a deal with her on the first date. Um, Obviously nothing's guaranteed in game like ever. Um, but yeah. That's certainly something. Whenever a girl just like kind of agrees to meet me at my local station, doesn't ask why I want to meet her there, I like I'd say 9 out of 10 times I bang those girls, like because it's like she's not even asking why. She's not saying that what we're gonna do. It's like yeah, but yeah, and funny enough, the girls that ask, the girls that yeah, again, like the girls that are most likely not to ask are the 18 to 21 year olds. And you know, good times, good times indeed. Um, Sometimes I can judge by how they greet me when I see them, how open their body language is, how open they are to like kind of greeting with a hug. I can like if a girl's kind of like standoffish, isn't very open to a hug, I know maybe she doesn't want me to like. Maybe I have to take her for a drink first. Maybe I have to, But sometimes I meet them, they embrace me with a hug, they kind of squeeze back. It's like okay, I can just walk this girl back to my place. I know what's going on here. Um, and yeah, it's fine. There's not much resistance. Sometimes you can just read, so each situation is different. You have to be calibrated. You have to learn to how to read it. Um, yeah. So anyway, um, hopefully you enjoyed this episode. Like, comment, subscribe. If you want more tips on day game, if you want to improve your dating life, it is not a one size fits all solution. Um, you can hit me up for a day game consultation. Link in the description, and I can you can sort your dating life out. Um, you know, it's like the good thing about you know men are made. Women just are. We can make ourselves. We can design our own lifestyles. We can. Each situation is different. You might be living in the countryside. So if you're living in the countryside, that's going to be a completely different. You're going to need a completely different like setup. You're going to need a different system in order to like live the player lifestyle. Um, And sometimes, like depending on where you're living, you might not even it might not even be possible to live the player lifestyle. If I lived in Ireland, like in my hometown, I wouldn't be able to live the player lifestyle. But having game skills would still benefit me because I might be able to have one or two girls on rotation. It really depends on your situation, on your location. How many people are? If you're living in a small village, it's gonna be like, okay, you might be able to have one or two girls on rotation, maybe three, but you're not gonna be able to, like, you're just it's not gonna be feasible to do certain things. But still, having the skills, having the day game skills, the cold approach skills, understanding game, understanding what it's still going to benefit you no matter what. Just in terms of even trying to find those one or two girls that are going to be your plates in that small town or village or wherever you're at. Um, so yes, same rules still kind of apply, but varying to various degrees. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna leave it there. I'll be back Thursday, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Until then, peace out. Have a good one. Bye bye.